Hey, what up, YouTube? Is this your boy, the Card Tactician? What's poppin'? What's going on? Or stuff like that. This is my first video about this game called Yu-Gi-Oh! You like my mat? That's, I used to play Versus System, a dead game. It was a great game. Um, I forgot the company that did this shit. That's UD, Upper Deck. Yeah, that's Upper Deck, yeah. Fuck you. I think they weren't making enough money off of it, but it was a really good game. If they could have gotten more people to play it, then it would be alive today. But enough about that. Let us talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I am semi-new. I got in probably like a little over a year ago when Gravekeepers came onto the scene when they got the structure deck. And the dude won like YCS with a Retribute. I liked it. I copied the deck card for card. It sucked ass for me at least. I never got the combo off, and it was just horrible. So I retweaked the deck, took some cards out, put some cards in, and the version I'm playing now, or basically an 18 card monster card Gravekeeper deck without tribute, works a lot better for me than the Roy Tribute version. Alright, so let's get started. Spy, you know the effect. I'm not going to say it. This is basically the Gravekeeper engine. Recruiter. Alright. 3 Descendants, you know it. And then 3 Commandants, you know it. Yeah, whatever. Now the monsters that are iffy, people play 1 or more of them, whatever. Guard, I play 2 guards. He's good in this format. He gets rid of certain problematic monsters. Shien, Stardust, Barkion, Beast. What else is there? My favorite, getting rid of a Zen mains that's sitting on its ass, not doing anything, which was the main problem Gravekeepers had with dealing with shit. So now when I see a Zen mains, I just go, oh sure, I'm just gonna get my guard and get rid of it. So you're not much of a problem really. So yeah, 2 guards. I have some of my cards are mixed up. Assailant, pretty good. Half the time, I've had this feeling he's like useless, but there'll come situations where there's a monster that I just need to get the F off the field, and he's just like perfect for the job, and I search for him, and then it's like, oh, I'm like so thankful I ran at least 1 copy in the deck. So when assailants, when this guy, there'll be times when I need to push for damage, and the fact that they have a face down monster, and usually whenever I play, their monster defenses that are like down like usually 1200 and lower, like they're never anything above that. He just pushes more damage basically. So I run him because he's just a good 2-box monster. Sangin, you know what he does, gets Spy or gets another Recruiter, pretty much gets anything else in the deck besides Commanded. Gale, good 1 card out. She's a tuner, synchro material, and she gets rid of shit like Stardust, you know, cut that attack in half and beat it up, stuff like that. Magics, self-explanatory. This is actually supposed to be Soul Taker. I like the idea of Soul Taker being used. I'm starting to see it in the format now, in the meta. Random people are starting to use it because it gives you more options, more control over what you get to destroy, even though they gain 1,000. But as long as you play correctly, that 1,000 life won't really matter. Dark Hole, staple. Card that I see random people using, but I think it should be main deck, like at least at 2 in the Gravekeeper deck, or Spellcaster deck in general. Wonder Wand, and I played 3 of them. This is basically a pot of greed, if not, you know, better. Being able to equip this to a recruiter, drawing 2, and then searching for something is just too good. And plus, in a deck, like, let's say you're running a deck that plays probably like 14 traps or something like that. That's really good when you just keep drawing into traps. Draw into a trap, set, go. Like, that shit scare, like, for me, as I'm looking at my opponent, that shit scares the hell out of him when you just, you know, equip this, pop, and then draw 2 and search, and then you just set 2 cards. Like, you just drew into 2 more traps. Usually, on average, I'm always having like at least 3 back row to defend me during my opponent's turn, and that's really good. Going on to traps, self-explanatory, Solemn Brigade, self-explanatory, bottomless trap hole. Really good. He's basically another version of Gravekeeper's Guard. Same thing, gets rid of problematic monsters, but it's in trap form. Next, this is actually a Starlight Road and Starlight, so 2 Starlight Roads. Originally I was playing this, and this is really good. This is actually in lots of situations better than Starlight Road. The reason why I'm not actually running this is because this is a different version of this deck, and I'm going to tell you why. But yeah, 2 Starlight Roads. And a card that people hate, but random scrubs play, but I think is really good, Dark Bribe. Dark Bribe to me is good because it gives you more options to gain a lot of shit. There are 8 cards that are like power cards that people play in their deck that switch the match around like considerably, and having multiple copies of Dark Bribe along with Starlight Road and whatever helps you to control what happens throughout the match. Instead of you just playing, most of the time, people don't really play stuff that negates. They just play like, here, I'm going to play 2 Starlight Roads or a Starlight Road, and that's it. And they don't have any back row protection. Most people don't understand back row protection. This is their idea of back row protection, 2 Starlight Roads, and that's it, period. When people play like 3 MSTs and shit like that. That's it for the traps. Going on to the extra deck. 2 Starless Dragons, self-explanatory. And on top of that, he is a win condition in and of itself because he helps with the control aspect. That's the reason why I'm playing 2 Starlight Roads, because what I do is I force my Stardust Dragon out. Like if I have Starlight Road and I notice my opponent isn't playing anything to, pop my shit so I can play the Starlight Road, I actively wait till I get my Dark Hole, and then I go Dark Hole, Starlight Road to get him out, because once he's out, him along with another monster that I'm going to show from the other deck helps me to control the game, therefore give me the win. This is not him. This is supposed to be Arcanite Magician. Right now this is basically, sorry for the clarity, this is Gaianite, whatever. It's really Arcanite Magician. Arcanite comes out, 2 counters, pop, remove the counters, pop 2 cards, and then I usually put the Wonder Wand on him and tribute it, and whatever. That's it. Clutch card. Summon, she gets a counter, chuck a card, give her a counter, and then every turn you can discard any number of cards to give her any number of counters. She's basically a toolbox monster. What I do is whenever I'm playing against, and particularly, it's usually Final Countdown or some stall deck, I just drop her and, wait. Chuck, wait, instead of attacking, because that just wastes resources. Chuck, wait, and then remove our counters and burn them. There were 2 situations where she just that happened when I played 2 Final Countdown decks. So I've like said, you know what, she's actually pretty good, and I kept her in extra deck. This guy, he's the other win condition to me. When I get him out along with Stardust Dragon, it gives me complete control over technically the field, as well as just basically anything that destroys, and then magics in general. So I usually just go, here, magics, and then he's on the field, and then my opponent's like, shit, I can't use magics, and usually I can't summon anything big enough. And my magic and traps are numerous enough to get rid of any problematic monster that they summon. So getting him out on the field along with the Stardust is technically the win condition for me. Tricks, use him to flip Spy. And most people don't realize that's a power play. That's a very explosive play to get the Spy, to get the flip from the Spy after your opponent attacks it. I usually get him, and then I'll summon this guy, or I'll summon Utopia, and then that in and of itself gives me immediate field presence, because most people are not expecting in a Gravekeeper deck, like, oh shit, like you have a 22 attack monster and a 25 attack monster that can negate attacks and shit like that. But either him or this guy, usually it's like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I know, and it puts instantaneous pressure on your opponent to either, defend himself or at least try to go, toe to toe, and it makes them make more mistakes in general. Utopia, yeah. My stroke. Love this guy. I wish I had multiple copies of him. I think he's better in a Dark World deck. Because of the fact that 26 defense is pretty good, in the fact that he's 21, he can bump heads with shit. He can, bump heads with a Stardust Dragon, and the Stardust Dragon will die, he won't. He's pretty good. That's it. Paps, good, very toolboxy type of monster. And that's it. Well, yeah, I have one more. I have 2. I run 2. Alright, side deck. Here's my side deck. Yes, I hate Dark Worlds. No, actually, I play Dark Worlds. I like Dark Worlds because I love all structure decks that are well built. But yeah, Dark Worlds is really this deck's toughest matchup, bar none. Being able to stop Dark Worlds, and now what do you call it? The water monsters, the Atlantean Mermails. This shit like helps me stop them. All right. more hate. More hate. So 3-3. I remove like a lot of shit from my main deck to play these cards. Like if I'm playing, if someone says I'm playing Dark Worlds or Memorials, I say sure, I'm putting 6 of these shits in here, so I'm going to draw it and I'm going to mess up your day. Greatness. This is usually good against. This is good technically in the mirror match. Depending on if you get rid of the Necker Rally, this is good against wind-ups, insectors. Now the Mermail, Atlantean Mermail deck that comes out, because most of their monsters in hand are like 15 or lower. It's probably like 3 monsters in that entire deck that aren't below that. But other than that, this hits everything else. My favorite extra deck card. I've been looking at people in the meta, and I've been looking at videos and when people do deck profiles. There have been probably like very few people that run this, and they say they run it because it's a throw-in. They don't know what to put in those last 2 or 3 spaces, so they say, you know what, might as well put Prohibition. But in my head, I don't think people know how to use Prohibition correctly. And I'm going to explain it in another video. I'm going to explain tricks and tactics and understanding how to really use certain cards and the reason why I played Dark Bribes and whatnot. But yeah, this card is really good. Basically, you call something and they can't use it. It's a simple enough card to use. All right. I hate graveyards. I hate people that use their graveyard. I hate Dark Worlds. Stop, Grapha. Stop blowing up shit. Stop special summoning from the graveyard. Stop, Snow from the drawing. Stop. No touching graveyards. He is very good. I like this guy. Alright. Last not least, Vanity's Fiend. I have a version of a Gravekeeper deck that runs him as a tribute. Like, I run 3 of him in it. I saw a video, is another black guy he was using, this was his tech in the deck, and I thought that was a really fucking good idea, because this adds so much more control to that shit. That's like, stop, drop. Your opponent has to deal with him, like, immediately, because he just stops the entire meta, like, period. There's nothing that can fuck with him once he comes on the field, and if you run enough protection, like magic and traps, like Dark Bribes and shit, so he can't die, then he's solid. He's solid gold. Alright, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you like it. If you have any tips, tactics, strategies on cards you think I should use, let me know. Next video I'm going to put up is going to be a Dual Network video showing the deck to how I want it to be, because right now I'm like tight for cash and I can't get all the cards in particular. So all right, that's it. Take care. Peace.